Welcome to the Poisoner's Cabinet. I'm Sinead.
And I'm Nick.
And this is your weekly podcast exploring the lives of the great poisoners and poisoning cases from across the centuries and creating curious cocktails inspired by the tales that we tell. And it's episode 43! 43. Don't know why we sing the numbers.
Well, usually we don't, I have to say.
I was just trying something new. I'm sorry. I'll never do it again.
Did not work.
It did not work. How are you, Nick?
I'm alright. Bumbling along, can't complain, can't.
Yes?
Yeah. So yeah, all good. How are you? Are you well?
Oh, that's sweet. Yes.
Good.
I think so. It's been cold. It's gotten colder.
Cold.
Oh, there's a nip in the air now.
That generally happens in December.
I know, but we don't...
Every year.
Yeah, I know. But in England, we don't really get the snow to go with it. So you can go out and go, oh, it is a winter wonderland with deer and robin hopping around.
No.
We just get cold and a little bit of drizzle. So, yeah.
Yes. It's the same every year.
Oh, excuse me. Well, you know what? No one's listened to this podcast last year. They don't know what December is. We just need to tell them.
Okay.
Yeah, any poisonings this week?
No.
Just no.
Just no. There's not.
Just no. You will not be drawn on the matter.
No.
We must move on from it. Let us never discuss it again.
We'll not speculate on such things. Not while there's an ongoing investigation.
But your sources say... Oh, I love it. Well, you know what we should do, Nick, before we go any further? I think we should thank our very, very sexy Patreon subscribers.
Oh, we have. They are marvellous. They pushed us over the 100 this week, which is very exciting. So because that was my target for the end of December. So to hit 100. So now the new target for the end of December is 200.
Yes.
By the end of December. You can do it, people.
I think we can do it. If you all bring a friend... That's all it needs. You send it to 5 people, and then they send it to 5 people, and then some sort of pyramid will form, and the aliens will come out of it, and we shall reign supreme.
That's what everyone wants.
Yes. Or just thank you.
Or just thank you. Just thank you to Julia Poulette.
To Inky Fink.
To Casey.
To Sebastian Hitt.
To Lisa Hamel.
And Liz Dawson.
Thank you, darling people.
You're all very sexy, and we love you very much. And I like the interesting names in there as well. I think anyone else who is thinking of subscribing in December, give yourself some sort of festive nickname on Patreon that won't make sense for the rest of the year, but just give yourself a crazy nickname that'll make us laugh. Not that your normal names aren't lovely, because we like those.
Okay.
We're so demanding, aren't we? More Patreon subscribers
demanding.
with fun names.
Only fun names as well.
Only fun names, absolutely. Well, Nick,
Hello.
Are you ready to drink cocktails and talk about poison?
I think so.
Okay. Yeah, or we could drink poison and talk about cocktails. Yeah, it's a tough one.
It's a tough one this week.
Should we go with the first one?
Oh, go on then.
All right, let's go with the first one. Let's see how we go.
Let's do it.
Well, it is my story this week. Hooray, hooray, hooray! Yay! But of course, we can't possibly tell a story without a cocktail in hand. As you know, lovely people, every week we pick a secret ingredient that is inspired by the tale that we tell and will flavour our cocktail of the week. So, my pick this week, and I have chosen as the secret ingredient, port.
Port. An actual drink.
An actual drink. A fine fortified wine.
Negative points for imagination, I feel.
You don't like it when I make stuff up. You don't like it when I have abstract things. You don't like it when I have real ingredients. Pick a team, Nick.
I like it when I have abstract things and when I have a real drink. That's fine.
You like it when you're winning. You are a bad winner. That's what you are. Yes, port. Lovely fortified wine.
Yes.
People on social media seem to enjoy this. Everyone's like, oh, I have port. Oh, hooray.
I said I didn't have port. I've had to go out and buy port because not much of a port drinker, I must admit.
Indeed. It is the season, as it
were. It
is
the season.
Now, port is not traditionally a Christmas drink, but it's usually the time... It's kind of, maybe because you're indulging so much and you have the cheese at Christmas for no reason.
And then the gout for
New
New Year.
Pretty much. But yeah, usually people, when they're stocking up, they get that one bottle of port that then sits in the cupboard for a year.
Pretty
and then
much.
they go, oh yeah, we got port. Oh, delicious. Oh yeah, yeah. With some cheese. With just cheddar that you eat all year round. Or dairy dunkers.
Dairy triangles. A nice glass of port. Oh, I'm sophisticated.
And I quite like that, actually. I don't mind a port. But yeah, I have it like once in a blue moon.
Good, because there's like a litre of it here. So.
Yay! Oh yeah, you got the port for Christmas then. And as our dear friend Tim actually commented on Facebook, oh, this won't absolutely destroy me after I've definitely had too much drink. A port, that would be a good idea.
That's never a good idea. Why anyone thinks that will be a good idea, I have no idea.
Because it's like a short. People think it's
port.
I know.
I've had 9 pints. I would like a glass of port now. No.
It's extra strength wine. It's not going to end well. We all know what happens when you have a night of drinking, you have that last glass of red wine after having beer and stuff. You think it's fine. It's not. Port is that times 20.
Yeah, exactly. This is not going to end well. Tim, don't do it.
It's so delicious. Well, with port as our secret ingredient, lovely, standard, well, not standard.
You say that.
Lovely.
I think there are actually surprisingly few port-based cocktails.
Yes, that's what I was going to correct myself, thinking it's a drink, but port cocktails.
Yeah, there are not many. There's a lot of sort of variations on a theme. There's like you can do like a port old fashioned, and a port and tonic and stuff like that. But there's actually very few actual cocktails.
I've not heard of one. The only thing I know of is when I worked in a pub when I was like 18, and a little old lady used to come in each day for a port and lemon, and I don't know what the lemon was. I think it was bitter lemon.
Well, the lemon was probably a lemon.
Just a lemon. Just put a lemon in it and drizzled it with port and then sucked the lemon. I never tried it and I never asked. And that lady's dead now, so... I mean, she might not be. Maybe the port's keeping her alive.
Maybe you'll find out this evening.
So with port as our secret ingredient, what have you come up with, Nick?
I did manage to find something that was port and fulfilled my criteria for being a cocktail.
Okay, right. That's the main thing that we need.
Yes, absolutely. I think it's a cocktail. Because, so gin and tonic is not a cocktail.
I guess not.
No, it's not.
It's not.
I have spoken. This was not a discussion point.
Sorry, I've misconstrued there. I've overstepped my mark. I shall sit back.
So we have the Crimson Cocktail.
Oh, that's what it's called?
It's called a Crimson Cocktail.
A Crimson Cocktail?
Yes. So,
okay.
It's the best of what you're going to get.
So is this an actual recipe or is it one you've made up?
No, this is an actual recipe from an actual place.
Okay. Okay, Crimson Cocktail. Like Crimson, just calling it the Crimson Cocktail feels like they sort of ran out of inspiration at the second word.
Potentially.
They could have done anything there. Crimson Tide, Crimson Sun, Crimson...
They went for Crimson Cocktail because it's mainly made up of red.
Oh, okay, good. Right. Well, you know what? We won't judge the cocktail by its name, just as we won't judge a book by its cover, because we love to do that, apparently.
I do that all the time.
I actually do.
If a book's got a boring cover, I will not buy it.
Many, many books in my house that are based on, oh, there's a wolf on it.
Exactly,
oh, it's creepy. Oh, it's spooky, spooky wood. And I, open it up and go, this isn't about wolves. Yeah, so...
Yeah.
Exactly. Well, great. So a Crimson Cocktail sounds exciting. Port, never done a cocktail with port before.
Indeed.
Nick has delivered me the secret ingredients to mix up, so it's time for us to go into our isolation kitchens and shake up a storm, so we'll see you in a minute.
See you in a bit.
And we're back.
Hello.
Well, Nick, a Crimson Cocktail.
Crimson Cocktail.
Now, it's certainly crimson.
It is a very dramatic looking beverage, I must admit.
It's very dramatic. Okay, so you gave me instructions of what to do.
Yeah, mine didn't work either.
No, oh, thank God. Oh, thank the good Lord. Thank the good Lord. Should we tell the people what we were supposed to do and why it didn't work? Or do we have to taste
No, we have to taste it first. Before discussions, you have to taste it.
Well, let's just say, before we taste it, something went wrong. But it may not be the disaster that we're thinking it is.
I don't think it's a disaster.
Well, we haven't tasted it yet. It is the most stunning colour, though. It is absolutely beautiful, crimson, deep blood red. The bloodiest of reds we've ever had on this show.
We've had a run of brown.
Yeah.
There's been a lot of brown recently.
Now, the brown ones work.
Let's go with a bit of red. Well, this is true.
Okay, cool.
We're wishing for a bit of brown soon.
We might do. Okay, then. So all we know is port is in it. So let's give it a go. The Crimson Cocktail.
Merry Christmas.
Cheers, Merry Christmas. Yeah. Oh, my taste buds. What's happening?
That's rather unexciting.
Maybe it's a grower. Sweet Jesus! There's
not.
Oh God! Sorry, there's a lot of whatever's in it is a lot of citrus, and it attacks the mouth quite viciously. Ooh.
Yeah.
Well, I just need to know what's in this, okay, before I can pass judgment, because I don't know what's happening. It's really weird. I don't know if I like it or not, but yeah. So talk us through it, Nick. What's happening to our faces?
So, we have a base of gin. Okay. So we have a gin.
Yay.
And a lemon.
How much of a lemon? All of the lemon?
No, not that much of a lemon.
Oh, really? Okay.
So we have a gin and a lemon, and we have grenadine.
Oh,
to
nice.
Get that very red.
Red.
And then the idea was that you'd have a port float on the top. So you would float port on the top. But it doesn't even work, because my port has definitely sunk to the bottom.
Yeah, so you said do a port float. I made one, sank instantly. And then I made the second one because you give me enough for two. And I got the spoon out. I got
So
things.
did I on my second one. Yeah.
It was just, come on. And it was just, no. It was just like the port was going, there's no way I'm floating, you stupid bitch. And it just completely floated to the bottom. It's made the most beautiful colour out of it.
I mean, it looks lovely.
But is that it? It's just gin and lemon.
It's just gin,
lemon grenadine.
And port. Now, what I'm slightly concerned of, because obviously the port is at the bottom.
Yeah.
So when we're drinking at the moment is just going to be
gin and lemon and a bit of grenadine
for a colour.
Yeah.
But then soon we're going to get just to a massive hit of port at the bottom. Which, because it's sunk, if it floats on the top, then it tends to work like we did with the JFK.
Lovely,
Paris,
yeah.
A couple of weeks ago, when it floats on top, and you get a bit of it with each sip. With this, I think you're just going to get a mouthful of it right at the end.
We had another cocktail that was like that, with something sunk to the bottom, and then we just when we got to the end, we were like, oh God.
The love one.
Yes, that was it.
Again, that was the grenadine and lychee.
Yeah, and the lychee was nice, but then we got to the end and it was just a hit of sugar. So, I don't know. Should we stir it?
I've also made two. One of them I'm going to drink as it's separated, and the other one I am going to stir.
Okay, I'm gonna risk stirring it because I think you're right. I'm just getting all it was lemon. The first time I tried it, it was just lemon and some sweetness, which was a bit much and probably wasn't what I was expecting. Again, you expect certain things when you're looking at it because of the grenadine, the colour of the bottle. I thought you'd give me something with Aperol in it, so maybe I was preparing myself for that. Yeah,
that bitterness. No, there's
judging everything by judging the cocktails by their colour.
Well, exactly. That's why I don't tell you what's in it.
All right, now I've mixed that with my finger.
Yep, so have I.
All right, so let's give it a go now. Mixy. Okay. That's just weird.
That's not doing it for me.
I just taste like red wine now and gin and lemon, which isn't good. Yeah.
Well, I think it's about time we had a dud one.
I guess so. Yeah.
We've had a good run of really good cocktails, so we were due a dud. So
it's not terrible. It's not one of the ones where we go, wow, what a great one.
Absolutely.
The last few that we've had of a Friday night or a Saturday night, I've gone back through our own Instagram and gone, yeah, I want to make that again. Let's recreate that. It's delicious. We're on a roll, people. We can't be stopped. Try this cocktail, try that cocktail. We're so cocky, and now we've just hit a wall of port.
Now it's just like, bleh.
It's not awful, but it's
not awful, but I certainly shan't be making it again.
I also think it's dangerous because it's got port in it, gin, lemon. You had one of those, or even if you went towards a second, you'd be looking at a really bad hangover.
True.
Oh.
Yeah,
so is it basically a port and lemon we've had?
We've precisely, and some gin,
and some gin
for good measure.
measure.
But at least we know we've tried it. We know, and we can inform our public.
The lesson is never try.
Never try new things.
Colour of that is the best colour cocktail we've had that isn't like a disco drink. I mean, I'm still going to drink it. You still going to drink it?
I'm still going to drink it.
Yeah, hell hasn't frozen over yet.
Oh, God, no. But it does also mean that I've got now like a massive bottle of port that I've got no idea what I'm going to do with.
Oh, no. You mean we're going to have to go to the cheese shop and get cheese to eat with the port? Will the injustices in our lives never cease? You know what? My diamond shoes are also too tight and my wallet's too small for my £50 notes. We do, as I said before, we do live in a Dickensian, literally, kind of paradise of Canterbury, of cobbled streets and cathedral bells and cheese shops and candle merchants round the corner. So yes, we shall go to a purveyors of cheese and then use that as an excuse to drink your port. It would be lovely. Yeah, so there we go. Life could be worse. This is what I'm saying.
Oh, yeah, I believe so.
Well, you know what, Nick? We have our Crimson Cocktails. Shit name as well for a cocktail. And a lackluster name for a kind of lackluster drink. Yeah. But we have them sort of vaguely kind of there, in hand-ish, at the elbow. Someone else is holding it as we walk down the road. Are you ready for a story?
I think, better be a good one after that cocktail.
It is.
Need something to alleviate the disappointment.
Okay, good. No pressure. No pressure on me whatsoever.
No pressure at all.
This week, we are going to go to Germany.
Oh.
But Bavaria. To tell the tale of a person whose last words would be, "It is perhaps better for the community that I should die, as it would be impossible for me to give up the practice of poisoning people."
Oh, wow. Those are good last words.
Those are good last words.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I like that.
We are telling the tale this week of Anna Zwanziger. Zwanziger! Proper German name.
That it is.
It could be Zwanziger, it could be Zwanziger. I'm going to go with Zwanziger.
You go with it, whatever makes you feel better.
It's accents galore this week, Nick. I'm going to be coming to you every now and then for some proper German accents, because I know you can do it.
Good. Oh, God, yes.
So Anna was born Anna Steinecker in Nuremberg, Germany, in 1760. So going a little bit further back than normal.
Yeah, indeed.
Now, allegedly, she was born at an inn that had the sign of the Black Cross on it.
Okay.
That's it. That was just a detail.
Why would an inn have the sign of a black cross, I wonder?
This was an embellishment that she gave later in her life.
Yes, I can well imagine, yes. This was the inn where the evil monks lived.
I don't know if it was the plague, or the plague had been and gone, or just there was a black cross, and yes, no one knew what it was for.
Yeah. Or she's like, I need more drama.
Trust me, more is coming. More is coming. As a young child and as a young woman, Anna wavers consistently, it seems, between something good and something bad happening to her every 5 years. Okay. So, she's born 1760. At the age of 5, she is orphaned. That's bad.
That's a bad thing. That's a bad thing, yes.
But at the age of 10, she is sponsored by a wealthy relative to receive an education.
That's a good thing.
That's good. But at the age of 15, she has to marry a drunken lawyer twice her age.
That's a bad thing.
That's bad.
Is that bad? Yeah, that's probably bad.
Yeah. But the couple go on to have 2 children. That's good.
So was it 5 years later?
About that.
Okay, let's say yes.
Yes. But then she becomes a prostitute. That's bad.
That's bad. Oh, right, that's bad. Okay. Wasn't sure which way you were going there with that one.
That's bad. It contains potassium benzoate. That's bad. Yes, it's a Simpsons quote, don't worry. Anyone who's a Simpsons fan will get that instantly.
No idea what was going on there.
That was a whole sequence where people were quoting a Simpsons thing back to you, like, oh, that's good, that's bad. Yes, not a terribly happy childhood or adolescence for Anna, who is, grows up, she's an orphan. She is sponsored to have an education by some wealthy benefactor, but then is forced to marry at age just 15. This wealthy guardian, the wealthy guardian who sponsored her, forces her to marry someone at the age of 15. He's paid for her schooling, now shag for your debts. And the lawyer is far from flush with cash. He is a drunk. His drinking gets so out of hand that it appears that Anna has to turn to selling her body to cover the family expenses, as one does.
Wow, well, quite.
But as a prostitute, a lady of the street, a woman of the night, shall we say, would not entertain just any old Tom, Dick or Harry that she found under a lamppost on a street corner. No. She insisted that she would only offer her services to judges and powerful, noble men.
Absolutely.
They have the
got
cash.
Standards.
They have the cash, you see. You may be wondering why. Okay, she's married. She's been forced to marry this drunken guy. She's prostituting herself to make an income. Why doesn't she just leave the husband and find another wealthier mate? It's thought that she and the husband had quite a volatile but obsessive relationship. You know, she would leave, but she would always come back. She divorced him, allegedly, but they remarried the next day.
Right.
It's a good divorce.
Yeah. Okay.
So what's your impression of Anna at the moment?
I'm not entirely sure.
This whirlwind journey I've taken you on.
Yes, indeed. There's something slightly... I'm intrigued.
Well, maybe you think I'm casting an image of Anna as some sort of femme fatale, as some beautiful, seductive woman who had a pick of the clients and a madly obsessed husband and just had to make her way with the world.
That wasn't where I was going with that one.
No, good.
That wasn't the image I was getting, I must admit. I was thinking some sort of like toothless crone sort of thing was popping into my head.
Well, let me refer you to a description of her, albeit one that would come later in her life. But still, she was ugly, stunted, without attraction of the face, figure or speech. Yes, this misshapen woman
That's
who
harsh.
some people liken to a toad.
Oh, God. That is somewhat mean, I feel.
Yeah, no, well, looks aren't everything. You don't need to be beautiful to command respect, but Anna had other issues too.
I think it helps if you want to be a prostitute, to be honest.
If you're hot.
Yeah.
I think if you're just generally up for it in those days, I think people were
Yeah,
fine with it.
I don't know the details, to be honest. So
These days, maybe beauty is a thing because you can go out to bars and have sex freely if you want to. Back then, sex was a rare commodity, I would say. Anyone who was willing to do it. Yes, fine. The way that Anna would cast her story later in life is that she would put about that she was a great beauty in her youth who had suffered from melancholy all her life. She seems to have this impression of herself as a young ingenue, a great, a melancholy, tragic sort of female character who was so beautiful that she had lovers devoted at every turn, but she just suffered heartbreak in a very romantic, literary sort of way.
right.
Now, depression is no laughing matter, but in Anna's case, we can assume that a lot of this is melodrama, particularly given where this story is going. It seemed obvious to everyone else that when they look back on her life, she was just a straight prostitute. She was willing to basically shag above her station, as it were. But she would later write about her life as if she was a heroine in a tragic tale. And she would write these long pieces about books that she'd read as a child, and they're all incredibly depressing. I don't think any of them even exist. She just gave them really depressing titles, like The Sorrows of the Water.
Yeah, if she had such a hard upbringing, she wouldn't be able to bloody read anyway.
Exactly. I think she just made shit up. That was
Yeah.
it. I'm going to read you one piece about her. There was, when she wrote later on, she would talk about all these lovers who were obviously obsessed with her, but then scorned her, but still loved her at the same time, and her chasing after them, and then these awful injustices that she suffered. So one piece that was taken from an account about her that was written in 1850, but takes some of her writing as well. One of her lovers, I'm going to put in inverted commas, we can probably assume this was one of her clients, rejected her because he probably didn't want to marry her. Determined to convince him of her sincerity, she next proceeded to the river to drown herself.
Oh, that'll do it.
Yeah. She took her maidservant with her, and a volume of poems, which she read along the way. When she arrived at the fatal line, "My life's so sad that I must end it," she precipitated herself into the water. Two fishermen, however, happened to be at hand, dragged her out again, and she received no damage other than the wetting of her clothes.
Now, I have to say, this character is slightly reminding me of someone.
Who could it be, Nick? Who could it be? But interesting little postscript to that. Apparently, after the drowning, very much in inverted commas, attempt, she apparently set her damp clothes to her former lover via a maid to prove that she was willing to kill herself. The man apparently sent back the clothes with a small amount of money and a note that basically said, "Please go away."
This will cover the dry cleaning costs. Go
Pretty
away.
much like, "Don't ever come near me again. The further you go, the happier I will be." Well, she didn't kill herself, and she apparently had all sorts of attempts that never came to anything. But now Anna had set her sights on bigger ambition. Now, eventually, Mr. Zwanziger dies in 1796, her husband. Anna is about 36 at this time. She has 2 children to provide for. They're getting a bit older. She tries to make her own way in the world. First of all, she plans to open a shop. She shall become a toy maker. There's no evidence that she had any skill in this department whatsoever.
But why not? You go for it.
Toys for children, lovely toys for all. Shop doesn't do well, fails completely. So I don't know what toys she was making, or if she was literally, given her description, creeping about like the child catcher from Chitty Chitty Bang Bang. Toys for all children, come in. We can't possibly know. But the business fails, and it's not long before Anna goes back to prostitution. She falls pregnant, which kind of knocks that on the head. Quite sadly, the baby is born, sent away to an orphanage, and the baby dies. Does not survive.
That's quite sad.
That's great. But instead, she decides what she's going to do. She's going to try and forge another career for herself. She's not going to become a nurse. We're not going down that route. No, she's going to go into service in the big houses.
Yes. In the big house.
In the big house. You know about her penchant for having clients like judges and noble people? She's going to go into those houses. She's made quite a good reputation for herself as an expert knitter.
Good. It's good to have a skill.
Good.
Good to have a trade to fall back on.
And as a reliable housekeeper. So she goes from house to house, and she maintains this career for many years. In the early years of this career, I would say, she's actually not, in retrospect, a very good housekeeper. She ignores the wishes of many of her employers. She only does the work she wishes. She thinks that it's all menial and below her to actually be a housekeeper. But she puts on airs and graces and a very sweet disposition around the men of the house.
Sure she does.
Because Anna is convinced, absolutely convinced, 100%, that the lords of the manor, the men of the house, are going to marry her.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
It would only be a matter of time before they were bowled over by her charm and blown away by her cooking and knocked out by her knitting. That they will see through her position as a menial housekeeper and, of course, take her for a wife.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Couldn't fail.
So she works her way round Bavaria for as long as she can. And it's well-paid work. It's going to come with accommodation. Children are grown up by now, so she doesn't have to worry about them. But this work goes on, and no proposals are coming. She's approaching 50 now, and very much taking on that toad-like form. Increasingly annoyed that she's not been made mistress of a house yet, because she is convinced this will happen. But she ends up getting a position at the house of Judge Wolfgang Glaser.
Nice.
He is, justice of the peace. Perfect. He contacts Anna, offering her a job as a housekeeper. Wonderful. Yes, I'm so in there.
I'm in.
Yes, he's a judge. He's probably fine. He's probably going to want to have sex. She arrives, and what's better, there's no lady of the house. Oh my God, it's fantastic. 1808, she becomes his housekeeper. And yes, Judge Glaser says, I'm sadly separated from my wife for many years, and I need someone to tend my home and take care of all the doilies and cushions, whatever housekeepers do. But of course, he says, me and my wife are still married, but separated, but still married. Oh, that won't do at all.
No. That'll scupper the plans.
Yes, what good is a judge to Anna if he's not totally free to marry? And in those days, who knows how long a divorce will take, or if he's even going to bother to get one.
Well, quite. Well, if you ask her, less than a day, apparently.
Yeah, she did all right.
I'm sure she knows a guy.
Well, she was married to a lawyer, so it was like, I can do all of our divorce stuff absolutely fine. No, but this won't do it all. Anna is a good, caring housekeeper, interested in Judge Glaser's interest. He's showing no interest in her other than as an employee, but she decides that the best thing that's going to happen is for him to reconcile with his wife, Frau Glaser, and she orchestrates reconciliation between them. She writes letters to the wife. She apparently engages friends on both sides to aid this work for them to get back together. Now, I'm going to read you something from this account, again from 1850, that she succeeds in getting the wife to come back to Judge Glaser. The couple are together again. She prepared a fete for their reception. The whole village assembled to welcome them. The house was decorated with garlands. The bed of this second bridal was strewn with flowers. And the following couplet was amended to the hangings that she put up there. The widow's hand has wove the hand.
Oh, wow. Look, I did this, aren't I great?
Yeah, that's hanging over you while you're consummating your marriage.
That's going to be fun. I'm sure it's not her picture up there as well.
She probably wove that in. She's an expert knitter.
Her portrait, exactly. Yeah, she's a wedding gift of jumpers with her face on.
She's knitting as her life depends on it. The wife comes home, and Anna has helped to see this through. She has made sure that they have reconciled. Wonderful, rejoice, and Anna is only too happy to serve the new lady of the house, serve her cups of tea with a special addition to it, tea perhaps laced with arsenic. Housing alarm! Housing alarm!
In lovely knitted cups.
Knitted pot. She did pot holders. She could have done pot holders. Just they were knitted.
Could have done so much.
Well, she knit a teapot holder, cozy, going, I'm going to poison you. Die, bitch, die. Have your tea, dear, have your tea. Yes, only a short while after returning home, strong and formerly healthy Frau Glaser becomes very ill. She has vomiting bouts, diarrhea, abdomen pain, nausea around the clock. And 5 weeks later, after suffering for this long, Frau Glaser dies in agony at home. No one suspects anything is untoward. They think it's just an unfortunate incident. Natural causes it's put down to. No suspicion is pointed at Anna. But now, a proposal is sure to come my way, thinks Anna. Nope. Judge does nothing of the sort.
None of that.
None of that, because she's a servant and he's depressed because his wife has just died. There are reports that furious Anna stays on at the house, still waiting for that proposal, and begins slipping poison into the drinks and meals of Glazier's guests. Luckily, they all survive, but people who come to the house tend to leave feeling a little unwell, shall we say.
God.
And the dip, at least in quality, of Anna's meals is not unnoticed, and Judge Glaser fires her a month later. But Anna is not disheartened. No, she's not disheartened.
No, absolutely not.
She moves on to another position at another judge's house. She finds another judge.
She has a thing for judges.
They have money.
Well, that's true.
Well, I don't know if they have money, but she definitely has a thing for judges. So Justice Grumman in a name I cannot pronounce. I wrote it down and I'm regretting writing it down because I can't pronounce it. He's a single man. Perfect for Anna. Perfect. He's a little sickly of nature, but not terribly. Otherwise fine in her eyes. And she kept house for him and waited day after day for a proposal. And one day the proposal comes, Nick.
Ooh.
Justice Grumman asks a completely different woman to marry him.
Oh, that's going to hurt. That's going to smart, isn't it?
And by all accounts, it was because he was quite ill, he wanted a wife to look after him. He was set to find a wife.
Dear.
And Anna is a little bit put out.
Yeah.
Soon, the 38-year-old Justice Grumman found his health deteriorating, particularly after enjoying Anna's lovely Bavarian soup. See, Bavarian soup could have been the secret ingredient. And maybe it would have been better. I don't know what's in Bavarian soup.
No, I was just thinking, I have no idea what's in Bavarian soup.
I didn't actually look it up. I'm just assuming it's delicious.
I'm
Lovely.
sure it is delightful.
Hearty sauerkraut and deliciousness. And there's more to the Bavarian cuisine. I'm being mean. I mean, it's the best part. Your sauerkraut's great. Especially if your stomach's bad. But yes.
Moving on.
Diarrhea, vomiting. Anna tended to him throughout his sickness very diligently.
I'm sure.
And 11 days later, unfortunately, Justice Grumman is dead. Put down to natural causes again because he had pre-existing maladies.
That'll do it.
Interesting that the other servants in the house also become ill around this time. Probably, that's it. There's some sort of bug going around.
Something in the air. Those miasmas, they're going to get you.
These are servants who particularly happen to annoy Anna as well. But that's just coincidence.
Entirely coincidental.
Anna's devastated by the death of her beloved judge. Oh no. But she moves on to another judge.
How is she finding so many judges? Are there that many?
This I don't know. I don't know what circle she's moving in. Now, it is possible that the judges all work together and they're just referral systems going on, or like, oh, she worked in this household. Oh, I mean, we can question that why she's still getting work. There's no, check a trade at that time.
Is this true?
Or Craigslist or Facebook or anything where you can go, no, she was shit, she poisoned everyone. Or they know that there was a housekeeper in another judge's house. Oh, she must be good enough that he's hired her. And so, well, they're giving her work nonetheless. Yep. Nonetheless. She's thinking, this is the one, God damn it to hell, this is the one who will marry me. And she's utterly under the illusion that the man will find her irresistible as a 50-year-old weird toad woman. But
absolutely. Justice
Gerhard and his wife have heard of Anna's skills as a housekeeper and an excellent knitter, and offer her a post at the house. Judge Gerhard's wife, Frau Gerhard, is pregnant at the time, and she needs some assistance in looking after her through her pregnancy, because it's a difficult pregnancy. And Anna's only too happy to help.
Oh, I'm sure she is.
Frau Gerhard does last until her baby daughter is born.
Oh, that's generous of her.
Nice, isn't it? 3 days later, she turns gravely ill.
Oh, cool.
Yes, the same vomiting, diarrhea, stomach pains beset her. And Anna is there by her side, giving her tea and other medicines and whatever else is in the house.
Yeah, and other stuff.
A few days later, the poor woman is dead. And her last words, allegedly, are to Anna, "Merciful heaven, you have given me poison."
Oh, she knows. She knows.
Now, I don't know who hears this to have a record of it, that they don't immediately report it to the police.
See, we have a lot of that. The killer whispered to their victim these evil things, and it's reported. But who is reporting this? Who is listening to these things? Yes, I've often thought that. There are rumours starting to circulate about Anna. Rumours, let's say, that are in the kitchens, within the servants, within town, or the tradespeople that everyone is talking to. They're talking about Anna. Mm-hmm. They have no evidence. No one has seen her. A lot of gossip. Yes. No one has seen her do anything. But it's enough to spark the gossip around the town, if you will. And Anna continues to be very loyal to her employers, particularly male employers. She is completely devoted to them and is acting like nothing is wrong whatsoever, but it's enough to start the gossip. And Frau Gerhard had also been sick before she was pregnant, so it's easy to put it down as natural causes. But it would also be wrong to assume at this time that Anna was being particularly clever or cold enough to only target the women in her way. Anna, it seemed by now, was becoming increasingly unhinged. Oh, God.
And was possibly enjoying the thrill of poisoning. So as we'd had hints of in the previous household, the judge and the males of the family would always be spared, but the servants and other guests who came across the threshold would be under threat.
People who are going to get in the way.
Whether they were getting in the way or not, there's no evidence to say that they were saying anything bad about Anna before anything happened to them. It was just that they were there and Anna seemed to like poisoning people.
Okay. Right.
Well, Justice Gerhard dines with two guests, Mr. Beck and Mr. Alboretti. After dinner, the guests were completely stricken with a similar illness to that of Gerhard's wife. The stomach pains, the vomiting, they survive. A messenger who comes to the house, and as often happens, a messenger comes and has a drink while he's there, suffers terrible stomach pains. Great job if you're a messenger, you just get pissed when you're walking around as well. And also a porter, Johnny Kraus, stops by, delivers his goods, and stops for a snifter of port. Hey, has his little snifter of port. He's a porter. Da, 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 da. He doesn't actually drink a porter, but he has a glass of port because it's nice. And maybe it's Christmas. We don't know.
Well, it could be Christmas, absolutely. It's festive.
There was cheese.
Let's say it was Christmas.
But he stops at the house and he has a sip of his port and he notices a white sediment in the glass.
Oh.
Having heard the gossip about Anna and also noticing there's shit in his glass, he decides not to drink all of it, but it's enough to make him very unwell. Kitchen maids become ill after having cups of coffee brought to them by Anna. But nothing happens. No one seems willing to report Anna or to voice their suspicions because no one has ever seen her do anything, as we've said. Yet again, Justice Gerhard entertains friends, come over to his house for a game of Skittles. Nice. All of them, including Gerhard this time, become ill after drinking beer served to them by Anna. Ooh. So maybe this is the straw that breaks the camel's back. Enough is enough. The guests insist that he fires Anna. There are too many coincidences. The gossip and the rumours are circling around him. And even the judge seems to be in the firing line now, perhaps being punished because he's not giving in to his obvious feelings for Anna.
Of course.
So Anna is dismissed. Fine, she says.
She's gone. She's free.
She will leave the household. She's just going to complete a few chores before she goes.
Is she indeed?
She's a good housekeeper. Needs to refill the salt box.
Oh, God.
Yeah. She needs to go to the barrel of salt that's kept in the house and she's going to refill the salt box. And, while she's there, she's going to refill all the salt shakers and cellars and the sugar shakers in the house. She's just going to top those up. And there's another housemaid, Barbara, I think her name is, who is saying, no, that's my job. You don't have to do it. She's like, no, please. It's fine. Oh, does God. All these things. And then makes sure that the maids all have a cup of coffee before she leaves. And as she's saying goodbye, says goodbye to the baby, the daughter, gives her a cup of milk and a biscuit to enjoy.
Oh, no.
As she slips away from the house. And she said that she topped up the salt to bring good luck to those she left behind. No sooner has she left than the maids become violently ill. Everyone in the house is afflicted, including the baby. The maids recover. The baby girl unfortunately dies. Yeah. Finally, the police are called to the scene because there's been death and people have been sick for many weeks and years, apparently. The police come in to examine the house now that Anna is gone. Maybe there's some fear about Anna and what she will do if they come to the house while she's there. But they examine the house, the salt barrel that she was using to top up the salt cellar and the salt box for the kitchen is pretty much mostly arsenic.
God.
Huge quantities of arsenic are mixed in with the salt, and in all of the salt cellars and the sugar cellars, she has put arsenic in every single one of them.
Oh, bloody hell.
Anna is tracked down by the police. Apparently, while she leaves the house, she had gone from house to house seeking employment, seeking lodging, but her reputation had preceded her. The gossip that had been swirling about her in the house. Now she's out of the house. People don't want her. They will not give her lodging. They will not give her a home. There was a postscript as well that while she was trying to find a place to stay, she goes to stay with her daughter, who she's not seen for years, going, okay, my daughter will give me sanctuary. She turns up at her daughter's house and she finds her son-in-law dressed gaily and entertaining loads of people. And she finds out her daughter is in jail and her son-in-law's marrying someone else, and she's turned up on the day of the wedding.
Wow, oh God, okay, that's good.
We don't know what the daughter is in jail for, but she turns up at the wedding like, okay.
They were a close family then, obviously.
Exactly. But she is arrested. She's finally caught by the police. She protests her innocence at first, until the police search her and they find 2 packets of arsenic about her person. It's not looking good.
Oh, dear. It's not looking good.
But still, she is maintaining her innocence, even when the bodies of her former employer, Frau Glaser, are exhumed and tested, and traces of arsenic are found in their system. Yet again, we're digging up a corpse. Anna is in jail. She's maintaining her innocence, as I said. She writes several letters to Justice Gerhardt saying that she adored the dead baby and she is willing to forget the wrong she has suffered and is ready to resume her duties.
Oh, how generous of her.
Very generous, very generous. But all of these protestations lead to nothing, ultimately. After 6 months of questioning and imprisonment, Anna finally breaks down and confesses. She says, yes, I killed them all, and I would have killed more if I had the chance.
That's pretty dramatic.
And she referred to arsenic as her truest friend. Anna is sentenced to death by the sword. At the time, she will be beheaded in July 1811. And before she bares her neck to the blade, she tells the executioners, it is perhaps better for the community that I should die, as it would be impossible for me to give up the practice of poisoning people.
As I said before, they are excellent last words. It's a good way to go out.
And that is the story of Anna Zwanziger.
Just general utter nutter, really. God.
She's crazy.
We got to just see the end there, just going, I'll just refill the salt and the sugar and
all
these things. Yes, I'll go, but let me just do this just to help out quickly. Okay, no.
There's every inference in this that while she was trying to get something out of this, she was trying to marry someone. She just really enjoyed poisoning people. So she just poisoned
definitely seemed like that.
guests and the maid, and if she could get away with it, the thrill of killing people was really taking over there.
Yeah.
And the sources on it, as I said, that source from 1850, this is an account that was written about her and about her murders, and it's very, very flowery and lyrical. But some of it apparently is based on the memoirs, and maybe it's fiction, or maybe there's only bits of notes, but apparently while she was in jail, she did write about her story, scrawled out. Apparently she did try to write her memoirs, and it was completely full of melodrama. When you read it back, it's a woman who is just like, everything wrong has been riled against me. I was such a great beauty in my youth, and all these lovers who spurned her, covering up the fact that she was obviously a prostitute. All these failed attempts at attention from people, and just the wrongs that had been done against her. But it's completely deluded, and she thought that every single judge that she worked for would fall in love with her, or was in love with her and wasn't admitting it.
mad.
Are you an expert knitter?
I wouldn't say I'm an expert knitter. I can knit. No, I would not class myself as an expert knitter.
Any other thoughts?
I'm thinking there probably should be, but my brain is...
Your brain's gone, hasn't it?
That porter's gone to my brain.
It does actually knock you out a little bit. How many of these have you had?
That's the second one.
I moved on to the gin. So, wisely so, I think.
Yeah, no, that really has gone to my head.
But it's port in a cocktail.
Well, you chose it, not me.
I know. I just thought we'd have a bit of port. I didn't think it through. Would you rather
It has thrown me.
Would you rather I had chosen Bavarian soup?
It would have been a challenge. I'll give you that.
I don't know, what can you do with soup? I don't know, stock and just herbs.
I don't know what's in a Bavarian soup. I'd have had to done some research.
If I just sent you Bavarian soup, you would have yelled at me and said, "Find something else, woman."
This is true. Yeah.
You should have used that.
I'm never happy.
Well, that's the thing, because you've got port and elderberry liqueur in your cupboard.
Yes, I have.
And I've been telling you for ages, use that, but you insisted on going out and buying port.
I did.
We could have just.
I wish I hadn't.
We could have just had that.
just a wee little dram of that would have been fine.
Oh no, I really feel bad because you've had these cocktails and it's like I can see like all of your faculties have shut down. Oh, okay, I need to sleep now. I'm bored of life.
It's weird. It's hit me quite hard, that one. I don't know why.
Oh god. Hopefully, okay. Well, my recommendation would be don't mix one of these up before my story, people. If you're listening,
no, because
you'll be asleep.
It's great. Yeah, exactly. If you're struggling to get to sleep, have one of these. My God, you'll be out in seconds.
I've never seen you so just overcome with tiredness from a cocktail. I can see you looking through Zoom, and bless you, you're like, I'm really listening to the story, but oh God, I just want to lie down and have some toast.
Oh dear.
I need to give you a Negroni next time, because then you're like,
yeah, indeed, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. Well away.
I wisely moved on to a gin and tonic.
You were very wise.
Oh well, there we go. Okay, well, you know what? The good thing is, Nick, the podcast is over, and you can go and have a lie down. So, what do you think of the story, people? And she is mad. She crazy. She very, very crazy, but completely deluded.
It's a mad story.
Yeah, and a proper. She is a serial killer, and yeah, just seemed to love the killing. Love the poison. Love the poison. I'm surprised she's not more famous. Maybe she is.
Well, yeah, that is that. Well, perhaps so. Perhaps in Germany, she is much more well known than she is here. I think that's probably quite likely.
But I'm surprised we've not heard of her until someone recommended her.
And so the recipe for the cocktail, the Crimson, will be out on Friday. Don't do it. And I feel really bad because so many people have gone, "Ooh, port. I like port. I've got port at home." So, but it's
maybe just drink the port.
Yeah, just have a glass of port.
Just have a little.
Give it a go if you want, but don't blame me when you fall asleep.
Will you be alive by the time that you can write this up? Will you still be sleeping?
Potentially. If I go to bed now, I should be okay by Friday, I think.
Oh my God, I love it. I'm gonna give the other one. I'm so glad I didn't drink the second one, because otherwise this bloody episode would have been a shambles. I put
both of us there going, wow.
What happened? Oh, poison! Shit! The other glass is in the fridge. Ben has been having trouble sleeping. I'm gonna give it to him, and so he
Not
can
anymore.
Not anymore. You know what, guys? Mix it up if you want to give it a try. You've got gin, you've got lemon. It's interesting. Make yourself a cheese board and just drink the port. Get some yes. Good cheese. What's a good cheese for a cheese board? What's your cheese of choice?
Well, it would have to be something with a port. I think it would have to be something with a bit of oomph behind it. So you want a strong blue or something with a bit of.
I don't know why I find that so funny. A strong blue.
That strong blue.
I know. I'm okay with like a goat's cheese with a good strong goat's cheese with a port.
Has to be strong.
Has to be strong.
Or try it with those dairy triangles.
Totally. Oh my God. You know what? Not even triangles. The slices just rolled up
into a straw.
Oh my God. You're a fucking genius.
It's a genius move. I've invented something new.
Dairy Lee, 64 slices of American cheese. Have that with it. Have a cheese board. Make up one of these cocktails. Neck that back, and then eat all the cheese really quickly because you're going to fall asleep. But send us your port cocktail suggestions, because no one no one gave us one.
Ones out there.
No one gave us one. They just went, "Oh, can I have port? Can I have Christmas port early?" I was like, "Yes, of course you can. We're not the boss of you."
Yep. If you know of a port-based cocktail, then do put it on the Instagram, put it on the Facebook, and we will try it.
Because we've got a whole bottle of
certainly.
port now, haven't we?
Well, exactly, got a port to get through, so bring them the recipes.
Send us your recipes. Send us more suggestions of stories as ever. Tell us more things you would like to hear on the podcast. Come and join us on Patreon, guys. We're so delighted that we've reached over 100 Patreon subscribers. You are wonderful, beautiful people over on Patreon. There are many, many, many hours of extra content, many extra hours of us rambling and bonus outtakes and little stories that we've done. So come and join us and tell your friends about the Poisonous Cabinet. Head over to the merch store if you need some merch for Christmas or for your loved ones. And generally, just, stay hot because we like it. Thanks for listening, guys. We have been the people inside the Poisoner's Cabinet. We will see you next week. And remember, your loved ones are trying to kill you.
Bye.